He talks about all these records that have been broken, but just to think that someone like Barry Bonds could break all these records that have barely been even touched before by steroids, is that better for the game or worse? Because all these records that have been made by these people who have great, amazing feats, who weren't on steroids, have suddenly been broken by a guy using drugs to get there. What kind of integrity does that say about a sport? And besides their other point, there's still a black market for these drugs. There's still going to be a black market for better drugs. There's still going to be other drugs they can take. Not just steroids. Steroids is not the only problem here. And it really isn't. Performance-enhancing drugs features so many other drugs that limiting it to steroids and just saying, okay, athletes can now take steroids will not help anything. Because there will always be something better in the market. They will always be able to get their hands on it. And if it's not stopped, we're going to continue losing every faith and every integrity we have in this game. That's the problem with steroids. Besides their horrible health factors that they give, the fact that they can literally take lives away, is that they don't help the fan base, they don't help popularity, they don't do anything like that. Just think that, would you want to go see your favorite athletes all juiced up, knowing that that wasn't their natural skill, but instead they were using some kind of drug to enhance their abilities? Do you want your children looking at that and saying, well, maybe I can be a professional athlete too if only I took steroids or any other horrible drug that's out there that helps your performance? Just think of all the negative effects that could happen if you take these performance-enhancing drugs. All the long-term effects that can endanger these people's lives and endanger our children's lives. Don't let them put this in the spotlight. Don't let them say, hey, well now athletes can take steroids, so maybe it's okay if everyone can take steroids. Don't let them do this. Don't make this a main point. Don't make this a main argument, because it's not needed. There is no reason for change in the affirmatives argument, since they've already said that there's a black market going on. So instead of just having everything continue as it is, or instead of having everything continue the way they want it, in which they want steroids for all these athletes, and eventually leading to some other drug coming out of the woodwork, and things become even more complicated, let's just increase the funding for different practices to keep these drugs out of our sports, keep them better for our society, keep them with good role models for our children, the good spirit of the game, and let's just keep it as it is. Please, there's no reason for performance-enhancing drugs. There never will be. And it's ridiculous to think that there would be an argument for something like this that can endanger lives.
That was easy.